Hey guys, and welcome to FanCast. We're very grateful to be recording from the historic St Kilda Sports Club, the oldest locker room in the Southern Hemisphere. Join us on the bench, where we talk all things footy. We're fans, and this is FanCast. G'day FanCasters, and welcome to another episode here on the pod, where we have a proper footy chat. I'm back, baby. Did you miss me?
Not really.
I thought so. You guys did. Not him, of course. That's why I didn't bring you a souvenir. No, actually, I did bring you a souvenir. I did, but I've left it at home. It was wonderful. Gather Round was awesome. We had the time of our lives, and if you guys haven't, you really need to give it a try because it's such a good vibe. And I saw you when you were talking to Anna. You called it a schoolies vibe, and you are absolutely correct.
Yeah,
Except there was no drunkenness.
Grown man schoolies that loves footy.
And no drugs that I could see. It was a family...
Oh, there would have been plenty on Hindley Street, I'll tell you that.
Don't say that. It was a family-friendly affair, and it was great.
School holidays,
Joe's holidays, bringing everyone's holidays. We all had a great time. All the people out there were so great to talk to, and we had some good football games to watch as well. All of the Adelaide Oval games, bar the Thursday night, because we didn't get there on Thursday. We got there on Friday. Beautiful drive in. Not so beautiful drive out, actually. It was terrible driving out. All the caravans on the road. But otherwise, you need to give it a try.
When I did go to Gather Round for the first 2 years, I remembered how awful the drive back was. The vibes were low. You had work the next day. It's usually raining.
Yeah.
It's just not a good vibe. So the drive there, good fun. Awesome. Get to see the local area a fair bit.
Yep.
Then when you got to drive back, I've bloody seen all this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Got work tomorrow.
Yeah, well, something else that we've seen and we've gotten used to seeing is Maxi Gawn carrying the Melbourne Demons on his back. Once
I missed
again,
your quiffs.
You missed them, didn't you?
Yeah, I that's the only thing I missed.
Those segues, mate.
Oh,
Yes.
gets goosebumps for me.
Mate, you were way too excited there. Way too excited there. Look, I gotta say, I was really excited watching Maxi Gawn. I'm a super coach. We both play super coach, and I had the VC on him. My word, Max Gawn had an incredible day. He's just Superman, isn't he?
Yeah, I brought him in for that week, and he's done me absolute wonders there. But yeah, Max Gawn, I mean, he's just one of the best. I didn't see the full career of Dean Cox. I'm sure you did, you old fart. But Max Gawn's the best ruck I've seen. I can't recall on Dean Cox too much because I didn't see the full career of Dean Cox week in, week out. But I've seen the full career of Max Gawn, and it's just sensational.
You haven't seen Paul Salmons either, clearly.
No, you did.
I might have missed the memo or something. Did I just become ancient or in the 2 weeks that I was away or something?
Yeah, Gather Round felt like ancient.
It feels like a long time ago. You might have a point there, but yeah, no, Maxi has been absolutely wonderful, and I don't think they played that well, to be honest. I don't think they really outplayed Richmond at all.
Oh, Richmond. Yeah, no, they didn't really. Like, I saw little bits and clips here and there. I didn't see the full game, but it was obviously a tight affair in the first half, and then Melbourne really sort of pulled away. And this is what can happen to younger sides like Richmond, where they get a good win, but they fall a bit back down to the pack as they're still developing. So good win for Melbourne. Good to see them flying up a fair bit, and now they've got West Coast this week. So
yeah,
we'll do just the tips tonight and talk about that. But yeah, good to see Melbourne fight back. They desperately needed it.
Yeah, off the back of beating the other WA team in Fremantle last week. So they got their first win on the board. Obviously didn't have a show last week, but, being the Easter Monday and whatnot. So happy Easter for those who celebrated. But here we have, they came up against Fremantle, and I gave them no chance, to be honest. I thought Melbourne were done for.
Just felt all doom and gloom, didn't it?
It did.
And Melbourne just really put on an absolute show, and all 10 people at the game definitely loved it. Beautiful Saturday afternoon for that game. So,
yep.
Good to see Melbourne fight back. They need to, and they've, I feel like I'm repeating what I just said, but I was gonna segue into. Oh yeah, they got West Coast this week as well. So
you already said that before.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was talking about.
Leave the segues to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, actually, yeah, keep trying. I love it. I love when you do that.
No, I'll stop.
On the flip side, they had Richmond. And Richmond have had now 2 competitive showings back to back. They, they actually beat the Suns at Marvel.
Wasn't that crazy?
By 11 points, which, I did not see that one coming. I thought for sure it was going to be the Suns. I don't care how much. I know, I was about to say, I don't care how much Dimmer hates Marvel. They're surely beating Richmond there. But no, the Tigers, they did a wonderful job beating the Suns. And then they were really competitive against Melbourne the following week on Anzac Eve, but just fell short, unfortunately, against the rampaging hot Max Gawn and Christian Petrarca. So, mate, if you're a Richmond fan, you've got so much to be excited about.
And you're already ahead of North Melbourne and West Coast in their rebuild.
Unbelievable. You almost ahead of the Bombers as well in the rebuild at this point. Now that we're playing old Goldstein. That's for later. Yeah, that's for later.
How good's Lawler, by the way?
He's so good.
He looks so good. He's gonna be those type of impact players where he's not going to be a stat patter per se. There'll be a few games where he gets 30 plus, of course, but seems to me like a 21 disposal, 8 tackle, 7 mark, 3 goals, 1 type of player, and they're just so much more valuable in the modern game.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Richmond got a beauty there, and obviously Tom Lynch as well went off injured. Bit of a foot concern, I believe, with Tom Lynch, so he's in doubt for this week. They're showing a lot, the Tigers, aren't they?
Absolutely. No,
aren't they? It. And one thing we need to talk about is Noah Bolter.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
He showed a lot too.
Yep, showed a lot on and off the field. So very interesting, isn't it? So he's got a 10 p.m. curfew.
Amazing.
So I've seen a lot of the memes on TikTok of Noah Bolton when he gets subbed out at 3/4 time sprinting home.
Yeah. It's in light mode, and then when you go to dark mode,
it turns into a werewolf.
Yeah, or he's in bed.
Yeah.
Or he just doesn't exist anymore because Noah Bolter's nowhere to be found. Yeah, look, I found it amazing that they attached a curfew to his sentencing. Like, surely
that's crazy.
Surely you know that this guy's a footballer. It is his line of work that he's going to have to play games at night. Like, you could have surely have pushed back the curfew if you really wanted to impose one. Surely you could have pushed it back an hour or two.
I think it's very generous what he got, the total sentencing. So,
but for the curfew as a player though,
yeah.
But I know no player is above the law in the same way that no person's above the law, and that they're a role model, and therefore they should. He was remorseful. He clearly served his own club as well as AFL sanctions.
Yep.
I think if anything, they did that as you decided to play 3 days before your sentencing. Well, if you're going to play around, we're going to play around with you. And so I feel like he ended up getting maybe the magistrate thought he was being a bit of a smart ass, him and Richmond, and thought, you know what, we're going to backhand you with a 10 p.m. curfew, and now you're going to miss 6 or 7 games in this until it runs out on July 22nd. So that's
so he'll
pretty
be
rough.
In and out like a yo-yo, won't he? So will he play VFL in the weeks that he can't play?
I think so.
Obviously,
as long as it's not going to be a night.
There aren't many VFL night games, are there?
No, hence why he'll be able to play VFL.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you do, right?
Yeah,
surely. Keep the games into him. I guess another thing we've got to talk about is, Richmond's response in the media to a lot of the questions that are coming through with Noah Bolter. I don't know if you've seen the footage of the head of communications of Richmond.
No more questions.
No more questions. And Adam Uze, of course, the week before as well, backed in Noah Bolter and all that. I actually didn't see that to be much of a problem. He was available for selection for the Gold Coast game. You pick him if you want to.
But now do you wish that you did just because you could?
Yeah.
But no, I feel like part of the reason why he got what he got was because he played.
Yeah.
Like, if you just give him the extra week off, let him go to this. Maybe the magistrate's like, we'll give you an 11 p.m. curfew as opposed to a 10 p.m. curfew.
Yeah. Well, because I think Noah Bolter's thing is it's the magistrate's problem. It's not Richmond's problem. If he's available for selection, then you go with it. So I don't know. I was one of the few that I liked what Adam Uze did the week before, and I don't blame Richmond for going, we got a game this week. Anzac Day Eve, can we get no more questions on Noah Bolter? We know he's not playing.
I mean, it's hard not to ask questions about it.
It's hard not to.
And I feel like it's quite, silly for them to sort of censor what type of questions the media is going to ask them. And who made him available for selection? Was it not Richmond?
Well, I'm pretty certain.
Club imposed.
He served his 4-game ban, and I believe he didn't play round 5 due to was it conditioning because he hasn't played for that long.
I'm not entirely
and
sure.
then was available the following week. I didn't see.
Well, I mean, just felt like the club could have very easily have played him VFL that week. I mean, yeah, all right, I get it. You say he's
but
available.
he's in their best team.
He's in their best team, but he's going to be in their best team for the weeks that he's going to be missing out as well. Now of this curfew, I just feel like they roll the dice.
That's not Richmond sanctioning. That's the magistrate's court.
I know.
Yeah.
But surely to show your remorse and to do the best that you can and put your best foot forward before a magistrate, you wouldn't play that game just before the sentencing.
Yeah, maybe.
Sort of, you're sucking up to him essentially. You're trying to score brownie points.
Yeah.
And now he's going to miss, because of that, I feel like he's going to miss now 6 or 7 games. I don't exactly remember how many night games, which are really vital for Richmond.
Yeah. He's probably going through a lot. Personally, I know what he did wasn't good, but I don't know. Richmond need to keep supporting him. He's probably not in the best headspace with all this noise around him. So,
but Richmond are a very supporting team. Through thick and thin, regardless if you like it or not, Richmond have shown a history of backing in their players. And I know there was a lot of people that were surprised that someone like Marlon Pickett, for example, was getting games still, even though he was having his own legal problems with, with alleged robbery or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. Richmond players in the past have
various punch-ons at kebab places.
Yeah, but I think the thing you got to do is just keep supporting your player, and I'm sure he feels a lot better being back out there on the field. He'll be missing a few games, but I think this is good for him. Yeah. And then so it goes for 3 months. So is that August when he can start playing night games again? And
I think it was July 22nd.
Yeah, so by that time, Richmond probably won't have any night games when the floating fixture gets announced.
Yeah, unless they load them up to make up for just to see him out on the field again.
Oh, imagine Noah Bolter's lights with the MCJ. Oh, what's that?
Not lights. My nemesis, the lights.
Yeah. The lights.
The lights. Well, the lights. They're not out at Bomberland. Yeah, we lost by 41 points to the Pies, but gee, they're a great outfit. They won by 41 against us, and they beat the Brisbane Lions by 52 the week before at the Gabba. Does that make us better than Brisbane? I reckon that adds up.
Yeah.
We lost by less than Brisbane did, and Brisbane played at home. So I think that makes us better than Brisbane so far at this point.
Potentially.
And I continue to, you're talking about support, it's important to support. Here I am, supporting my boys through thick and thin. I was at the game, it was wonderful.
Yeah. No, do you go every year?
I don't go every year, no.
But how good, I've been once. It's a good experience, isn't it?
Oh, you're sitting there was 93,000 at the G.
Yeah.
Last post, you don't hear anything. There's silence. 93,000 people. You can hear the rain drizzling.
Yep.
And the occasional bird squawking. But other than that, it's quiet. The reverence, hats off. The anthems were sung beautifully, both the Australian and the New Zealand one. So honestly, it's goosebumps.
Yeah. And it feels like a home and away mini grand final just about, isn't it? Basically same crowd, same time slot. It's always good to watch Anzac Day, the match, and it's usually, most of the time, it's actually a pretty decent contest as well. We've had some absolute classics in the past. This game wasn't as much, but I thought Essendon were very respectful for most of the game.
Yeah.
And Collingwood just sort of kicked away. So, sorry, I'll actually take that back. The scoreline sort of overstates
Yes.
how close of a game it was for most of the time. Collingwood just really kicked away in the fourth quarter. But it was really neck and neck who was going to win at three-quarter time, really. So, fantastic game to watch. And
Absolutely.
yeah, the Pies are up and about, aren't they? They're the team to beat. They smashed Brisbane the week before. Obviously, we know Brisbane. It's one of the toughest games. One of the toughest stadiums to win at. So, Collingwood are just flying. I thought Collingwood were washed after round 0, and they've just won 7 in a row. So they're looking really good. They're healthy. That's really sort of the main thing. So
Yep. I wish we had a little bit of health at the Bombers. Gee whiz. Can you believe it? We were already a young team as it was. Next thing you know, are we going to recruit Edwards? Supplemental pick. Plays 2 games. Bang. ACL.
Knee.
He goes down. Next week, Brian. Bang.
Knee.
ACL. Next week, Draper. Bang. Ruptured Achilles. Step on up. Who's next? Who wants to have a season-long holiday next? Honestly, we are cursed.
Is there something wrong with the hanger?
The hanger is cursed.
What is it? What's wrong with the ground?
It's cursed.
It's got to be more than that.
It's cursed.
Yeah,
Do you know what a curse is? It's not a nice thing.
Who's your groundskeeper at Essendon?
Someone cursed. Or someone doing the cursing. I don't know. But we've been annihilated by injury every year. So, look, with injury, I guess there's always a silver cloud. There's always a silver lining, I guess. And next man up, don't have too many men in the ruck department.
Who are you rolling out?
Mate, Elijah Sardis is coming back in this week.
No, in the ruck. Who are you rolling with?
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Vigo Vizentini.
That's the brother of Dante, isn't
Dante Vizentini.
Dante.
They have the best names in football. I'm sorry.
it? No, you got to be winning in something.
You got the sickest names. But yes, Todd Oldstein, he did had to dust himself off
I
to
actually
get up
thought
for
he
this
wasn't
game.
too bad.
He was actually really good. The conditions suited him.
Yeah.
It was a slower game because of the conditions.
Yeah.
He was decent.
He'll
in
be
the
under
ruck.
the roof most weeks.
That's it this week. Under the roof against North. His old mob.
Oh, revenge game.
I don't think he was. North go because North hold a grudge, man. You saw them against Horn Francis. They look. To be fair, it was more him against them. Gee, he lost his shit.
Are we
when
moving?
Simpkin touched him like that.
Are we moving to North?
Look, just go with the flow.
Okay,
bro.
we'll
Just
go with the flow.
I want to talk about North.
Yeah, fair enough. I think everyone wants to talk about North. So, interesting, wasn't it? And then we saw the interaction between him and Hinkley.
Yep.
Just calming him down, and that's a He's a young player.
He's got anger management problems, man.
Everyone's different.
Yeah, but that's almost a very nice way of saying you've got weirdos out there and we just accept them for what they are. This is not anger like this needs to be controlled, man. If you want to have a long, successful career and not get suspended and not get fined. Look at Butters
it's fair
and Green.
to say the North boys don't get along well with him, do they?
No.
So that's in the past, that's for sure. We need a North Melbourne Port Adelaide game at Marvel. When's that happening?
Ooh.
We haven't had that yet. They keep hiding the horny one in Tassie.
I'm actually going to look it up. Is there
No, there isn't.
Oh.
No, there isn't.
Oh, you already knew the answer to that question.
Yeah.
So it was a rhetorical question.
I already answered that question.
When did you answer that question?
5 seconds ago.
As after I started looking for it.
Yeah, I play Squiggle every week. I do the ladder predictor
there
every
you
week.
go.
I know fixture back to front.
Where do Hawks finish?
I haven't done it this week. Last week I put us 5th.
Oh, out of the top 4.
Yeah, I don't think we're top 4 the way we're going, but I can't complain how we're going though. We seem to be not playing the best footy, but we're just ticking along nicely, but without showing anything amazingly. So,
Fair enough.
yeah. Who did Port play last week?
Port, they played against North, and then the week before that, they played against
Bloody technology in you, man.
Technology, man. I'm so bad. They beat the Swans.
They beat Steak and Kidney. Sydney.
Steak and Kidney?
Yeah, that's what I say. Sydney. That's that old saying. Old saying.
I could have sworn you were calling me ancient at the start of this program.
No, oh, what? What? It's just a funny nickname.
I've never heard of this.
Steak and Kidney. Sydney.
All right, Steak and Kidney.
Yeah.
They had a steak through their kidney, which is why they lost by 8 points.
Yeah. Well, Port are rolling now, aren't they?
Yes.
Very much so.
It took a loss to Essendon to snap him into gear, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine losing to the Bombrays.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Then they fucking pantsed us.
That was a shock.
Yeah.
That was a shock.
We talked about this already. We don't need to go back to
but
gather
I
round.
was there.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm sitting next to Hawks. And
What
we're
is-
sitting there like, what the hell is going on?
Thank God I didn't go this year.
Oh, my God. That was unbelievable.
I would have left at halftime. Stuff like that.
Just drive all the way back right now.
Yeah,
I'm not having none of this
I would have
nonsense.
driven back. I would have driven back.
You should have told the players, oi, you're coming off with me. I'm driving the bus home.
yeah.
You guys are pathetic.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they were back in Melbourne in that first half. Like, yeah, they just didn't show anything there, but that's all right.
They did not gather.
No, they didn't gather. They just round.
They were scattered.
They were just round of ass.
Yes, that was very bad. So, yes, Ports, they are on a
Yes,
roll.
Port. Yeah, they're on a roll. They've moved Connor Rosie to halfback. Where's this come from? He's never played there in his life.
Bastards.
And now he's rolling. Thank you, Ken Hinkley, for my SC team.
Bastards.
But
I traded him out. I drove 8.5 hours to watch Connor Rosie play halfback for the first time in his career of halfback, and he's looking really good in that new role.
yeah, he is. I don't know what sparked it really. It's a bit of slow form previous 2 weeks, I guess. But
Yes.
the last position I expected him to play was halfback
Yes.
because he seems to be more of a forward. Like a half forward, he can get you 19 touches, kick a few goals, that type of thing.
I agree.
I didn't expect him to be a distributor. And I guess Port Adelaide, first few weeks were struggling distribution-wise. Logan Evans clearly wasn't in form. He's out of the side now. You got Kane Farrell, who's slowed up a bit recently as well. Josh Sin isn't delivering. So they just went, you know what, let's put our captain there.
Moraes off a wing too.
Yeah, Murray's off a wing too.
We're just going to list the entire Port Adelaide team that's not performing at this point, are we?
Yeah, no, you never know. I thought Ollie Lord looked good against North last week.
He did look very good against North last.
Okay, teams were circling, but I mean, Port don't have many options in the forward line now, so
They need the Lord.
yep, they need the Lord, as do many people.
That's too many people. All right. No. Oh, it was buzzing. Yeah. Oh, they're the most feral supporters.
Did you sing "Never Tear Us Apart"?
Yeah, of course. When we were there, they did the whole "never tear us apart" with it. Yeah, come on. Oh, it'd be a buzzing.
Was that the first time you were at Adelaide Oval?
It was indeed. First time I've watched football live interstate ever.
Wow, I love that for you. How good of a stadium is it?
Mate, it's
It's
awesome.
good, isn't it?
Especially on a hot day.
Yeah.
When you're high, under shade, and
Yeah.
there's a nice breeze that cuts across. It's like,
One day on the FanCast podcast, I will rank the stadiums that I've been to and put them 1, 2. I wonder how many stadiums I've been to. I reckon I've been to 8, 7, something like that. Yeah. I went to a few. I went to a few different stadiums when I was a kid, seeing family. So I've been to the Gabba.
I thought, geez, you got some disposable income. Just traveling interstate all the time watching football.
All the time. I'd go once a year for a week. I've been to Metricon a few times, been to the Gabba once, Adelaide Oval countless times now with Gather Round. Been to Norwood.
I thought you said one day.
GMHBA. I'm just naming how many stadiums I've been to.
So you're just flexing on us, are you?
Yeah, I know, yeah. Forgot about Tassie.
Mate,
was
you
good.
can't forget about Tassie.
All right, one day you'll see my ranking for best stadiums to watch the footy at.
If you want to roast him, you can. You don't have to wait for that episode. You can roast him from today.
Roast for a
Yes.
good experience.
No, you're gonna put a particular stadium as your worst experience.
Oh, I don't think it'll be unpopular.
Oh, it's the Gabba. Sorry, Brisbane, it's happened. You know it's going to be the truth.
I've been to Norwood.
We've been outside of Norwood,
Awful.
and that was enough for me. All right, and then we have Fremantle and the Crom. Gee, I watched none of this except for the last quarter. I'm like, how did Freo get so far ahead? I know they're playing at home. I tipped Fremantle, and I'm thinking, yeah, all right, they should win at home. How the hell did they get so far ahead? I decided to tune in to the last quarter, and all I see is it's just the Crows dominating. I'm like, where'd this come from?
The last 2 weeks of Fremantle sums up their entire club the past 8 years.
Oh,
Lose to Melbourne, beat Adelaide. Is this not just Freo that we've known for like the past 8 years?
so this is just them just being true to form, true to self.
Just being unbelievably mid.
Mid. Speaking of mids, man. So Brayshaw,
Oh, baby, how good is he?
he's doing
Best
very
starting
well.
pick in years.
We're not talking Supercoach now. We're just
Fine,
talking
fine.
general terms.
I had to get that out on a
He's
FanCast.
he's been wonderful.
Yeah, he's been amazing, hasn't he?
Is the tag moving to him now?
You'd almost think so. They're all too worried about Sarong, and he seems to go along just fine with a tag. But they're worrying about Andy Brayshaw, where outside the contest, obviously he's in the contest as well, but more of an outsider on the contest. He is the main guy, and he would.
His work rate is insane.
I forgot who the quote was from. I read it just before we started the podcast. I think it was Damien Barrett. He said there would be 10 clubs that would have Andy Brayshaw as captain, but clearly not at Freo.
And that sums up Fremantle the last 8 years, doesn't it?
Yep, Alex Pearce. Yeah.
Okay, you can come at me, guys.
But
But seriously,
what?
how mid of a captain do you want?
It's not great, is it?
Like even Duggan for West Coast. I'm sorry, I'm just torching Western Australia right now, Western Australian football. But like seriously, Duggan and Pearce.
What's in the water in WA?
Like surely you got other options.
Well, clearly Fremantle do. Andy Brayshaw.
Or Sarong even.
I don't know if West Coast have any options. One of their co-captains is pissing off to Brisbane. The other, every supporter hates. Like, who else have they got?
They got Harley Reid. He flies the flag.
Oh, God. He
seriously.
He has enough pressure, let alone becoming a captain.
I know, but in all seriousness, I mean, surely, Cripps.
Jamie Cripps.
Yeah, I reckon he's a great leader over there.
Yeah, okay.
I reckon someone like a Tim Kelly potentially could
Tim
have been.
Kelly, he got dropped last week.
I know, but it's because he's not captain. He's like, what sort of a rabble is this? I'm one of their best players, and I have me as captain.
I think if West Coast made Tim Kelly captain, I think that would be the final straw for a lot of West Coast supporters.
Why they don't like him?
I look at Twitter, yeah.
And they love Duggan.
They don't love Duggan, but they know Kelly's not the answer either.
Well, who else would they have? I mean,
future captain for the Eagles,
Archer Reid.
Flying under the radar, Brady Hoff. He's a beauty.
He is a beauty.
But he's probably about 5 years away from becoming it.
I reckon even Ruben Ginby, the way he flies at everything.
How about that perm that he's got? It's beautiful, isn't it?
I love it.
Yeah.
Fan of the youth. I'm a big fan of the youth over at West Coast, to be honest. And they do have a good future, and they're really good at rebuilding very quickly. Meanwhile, Adelaide, there seems to be a really good... What's wrong with you?
They've been rebuilding for 5 years, and they're at square one still. What are you talking about?
They're going to win a flag before Hawthorn will.
Yeah, probably.
So there you go. You agree with me?
No, I don't. So, I love deceiving.
This is, you've bamboozled, bro. This is more than deceiving. This is bamboozling.
Anything else on Freo before we move on from them?
You know, the thing with Fremantle is it's hard to commentate on them because their supporters know As soon as you start to build faith in them and think that you know what you're going to get,
Punch in the guts.
I was going to say backhand across the face, but that works too.
Yeah.
They'll just
Probably both.
pull, yeah,
Yeah.
and a kick to the nuts just for
Yeah.
good measure. You know, they'll do whatever just to be like, psych, we're not there yet. But
No.
you know, you thought they'd add Shea Bolton to the team, and they got, you know, Darcy's back. You know, so he's gonna get a few runs into the legs, and maybe they start taking off.
Is there a question that needs to be asked about Sean Darcy? Is he actually that good?
He's very good.
Is he actually that good of a... Is he a ruck you'd want to have on your team?
Yes, absolutely,
Um,
without fail.
hurt all the time, can barely cover the ground.
Hey,
like-
have you seen him? He's leaner than me now.
Yeah, no. I'm not... But he's still a long way off from after another preseason of coming back from where he's coming from, but he's still not covering the ground well.
Well,
I get
he's
it. No,
Yeah.
100%. He looks a lot better than what he did last year.
He needs continuity, mate.
But
Give
yeah,
him a chance.
the fitness level still needs to get there for him.
Yeah, and you watch, he will be dominating in 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
Who's he playing in 2 weeks' time? The
Dar-
Pies.
Darcy.
Oh, Darcy Cameron in a couple of weeks. That would be good.
That'll be a good matchup.
That would be a very good matchup.
Yeah, Jackson obviously did his hammy, so he'll be
Yep.
back in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
From
Next
when he did it, he'll be back in a couple of weeks, which might be this week.
This week or next.
Yep. So they'll be handy for them. I'll tell you one player we haven't mentioned yet on the Fancast podcast. I'd like to give it a little shout out to.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah Dudley. How exciting is he?
He's deadly.
He's beautiful, isn't he? I love watching him play, and I think he just adds something different to those Freo small forwards. I know Bolton, we were sort of saying that, but he's sort of more half forward, pushing up the ground. They just needed a guy like Dudley that they were really missing ever since Lockie Schultz left, and stop making him sub.
They did it very well. They subbed him out and put on Quinton Narkle.
The cockroach cannot die.
Bro, his hair reminds me of Coach Cole's hair. Have you seen
Yeah.
Quinton Narkle?
Coach Cole.
Coach Cole, 4-time premiership coach. But yeah, Fremantle, regardless of how long you
Yeah.
watch them, you never know what you're going to
Yeah.
get. I feel like with Adelaide, you know what you're going to get, and that's gung-ho, running, gunning, trying to get the ball inside that forward 50 as much as you can
Yep.
because they have such an amazing forward line. I love watching them in action. They're still going to make the 8, you reckon?
You would hope.
You would hope.
You'd hope for Nixie's sake.
Yes, for sure.
You'd hope for Nixie's sake.
Well, I've got no love for Nick.
Was there any
personally.
problem with Thilthorpe? I know he went to the rooms with a hand injury. Is he all right?
It was a dislocated finger, if I recall.
Okay, that's all right. You would think Adelaide make the 8, but a
Phalanges.
lot of things can change in footy.
That's true. A week is a long time in
They
football.
are a Thilthorpe injury away from not making it.
Potentially.
And obviously they played the Giants the week before as well, though.
Yeah,
They got the
torched
job
them.
done in one of the more lowest scoring games I've ever seen. And
Unbelievable.
I'll be honest, I turned it off after half time. It was just 23-10. No, not for me.
For me, I get engrossed. I'm enamored by low scoring games.
I don't mind it. Like it's it's just a good slugfest. Like I'm trying to remember. I believe first game back from COVID, it was Collingwood Richmond, and it was like 36-36, and I loved the draw. It was good. So I know I turned it off at halftime.
Can't the draw.
Can't the draw. We love the draw.
We love a draw.
No, good win for Adelaide there, but fell a bit back down to earth this week. So, I guess one thing I haven't thought about, when are they doing the showdown? They usually do it early in the season, and it still hasn't happened.
Showdown is in a couple of weeks' time. The same week that Sean Darcy
Round
plays
9,
against...
that's a late.
Round 9.
That's a late showdown.
Round 9 seems to be a good game. Good week.
That'll be a good showdown. Keen for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I still think Crows are top 8, but a lot of stuff can change.
The Lions bounce back in sensational fashion, but now that's 2 thumpings in a row for St Kilda. Lost by 45 this week. Lost by 71 the week before against Bontempelli. I won't even say the Dogs. They just lost to Bont all by himself. I
they did.
tipped the Bond to beat the Saints that week. Not the Saints. Not the Dogs. Just the Bond. He was back.
Triple captain.
He's the best. I love the Bond. He's my
love Bond.
favorite. He's my favorite non-Essendon player in the league.
Is
'Cause
he
the best?
Yes. Doggy
Yes.
of all time?
Yes.
And I think
Yes.
I would say yes as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Just thought we would be on the same page.
Yes,
So.
the Bond is the
Yes,
Bond.
he is. He is an absolute champion of the game, and thought he thought, you know what? Let's give some of these, let's give the Brownlow guys a little bit of a head start.
Exactly.
I can still win it from here. So
Oh, that's a big
Nah,
one.
nah.
6 weeks.
Nah.
Week handicap is
if
pretty
anyone can do
insane.
it, Bond can. Oh, actually, maybe Cripps. He'll get 3 votes every week. So
Yeah.
love the Bond. He's just an absolute superstar. And are we still talking about Dogs or Saints?
Nah, Saints now.
Yep, Saints. Anna's on.
The Aints.
Anna's on leave
Sorry,
at the
Anna.
minute. After
Yeah, I'd be sick too.
after the past couple of weeks, hasn't found anything bad to say about Kane Corns because he might be right.
Kane Corns.
Hope she didn't listen to that.
Look, I haven't heard much of what Kane Corns has to say. The only thing I did hear was when he was talking about Horn Francis and the reason why
Yeah,
North
he was
Melbourne hate him is because he's a winner. Nothing he has done to this point in his career is anything resembling a winner. Oh no, things are hard here at North. I've taken out the number 1 draft pick. I want to go home to my mum, back to South Australia, to a team that is regularly making prelim finals. Could have gone to Adelaide,
Yeah,
but they weren't doing as well as Port were.
yeah.
So we'll go to the better team because that's what winners do. And then someone pushes me a little bit. I lose my mind and start a massive fight and a punch on because that's what winners do. I wear black boots and put my socks up because that's what winners do. Seriously, there's nothing that this guy has done that tells me I'm a winner.
you
Other
sound
than he's a whinger.
you sound like a Horn Francis trader outerer.
I am.
Coach.
And I hate it. And it's annoying. Look, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love good players, but to come out and just be, staunch defender of his kid, who's been saying that he's a winner. Like, bro, he hasn't won anything yet in this AFL stuff. Yes, he's young.
I love
he has
the
a career
I love
ahead
the
of him.
horny one. I love him. I love him.
I think Corns paints him in a different light, unfortunately.
Well, we did have a couple of Volcaners.
Oh yeah, I did so. That was really good.
How would you call yours?
Oh,
A Joe Kano.
Joe Kano. I don't think did I really explode there?
No, it was a mild rant.
Yeah. It was more
I
like a
would've
water
thought.
pistol sort of,
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah, it was like a Nerf gun.
like a Nerf gun, exactly.
Yeah.
But I give props to him.
Volcaners was a sniper rifle.
Oh yeah, I came up with that by
Yeah.
the way.
Oh, good stuff.
Give me credit for
Back
that.
to the
Aints.
Saints.
Back to the Aints.
Just a little bit of a couple of reality checks with them, and
And Ross is back too.
yeah, Jay, did you see the spray on Garcia?
Ross the boss is back. He's not cuddly no
I
more.
love it.
Me too.
I love it.
So
love
good.
to see it.
100%.
Well, clearly Garcia wasn't doing what was told, so you don't see many coaches do that to players. So good to see old Ross back, and
Yep.
I mean, they need to fire up because if they want to be making finals, they need to getting some more wins on the board. 3 losses in a row. 2 of them pretty dismal performances, I would have thought.
Yep.
So, I forgot who they got this week.
But shout out to Freo at Marvel. But I want to shout out Nazai Wanganeen-Miller. He is remarkable. He's so good
he is
to
the
watch.
Ferrari parked in Compton.
Sure. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
He is such a smooth operator. His kicking ability is so beautiful.
It's beautiful,
The way
isn't
he
it?
just pinpoints passes inside
Yeah.
50. He's hitting the scoreboard. Like everything about him. I'd love him at the Bombers, honestly. Like he is such a good player. He really should be in contention for All Australian this
I
year.
really hope they can hold on to Nas, St Kilda.
Yep.
Adelaide teams will start calling, but
Yep.
hopefully he stays. Obviously, I think he's there.
Yep.
Him and Sinclair are definitely their best 2 players. So, Yeah, their midfield, St Kilda's midfield struggling a little bit. Steele just doesn't look like the player he once was.
He looks like he's running made of steel.
Yeah,
Very slow.
McRae's dropped off a fair bit the past few weeks. Yeah,
It's a long season.
Garcia, they're not finding the answer there. You got Windhager, who's
It's all right.
tagging.
Philippi will come back. Philippi will
They
come back.
desperately need Philippi.
Matthias will come back, and the Saints. The Aints won't be Aints no more. They'll be Saints, and they'll come flying back.
Yeah.
Similar how North came flying back this week. That was very impressive, but we spoke about them already. The Dogs have had back-to-back sensational victories. It's wonderful to say. They torched the Saints, and they handled the Giants comfortably by 32 points.
Without Darcy, basically, for those 2 games.
Unbelievable.
Basically, without Darcy. So,
How?
full credit to Aaron Norton, because obviously Jamara is too busy on Chapel Street at the current time being.
Yeah, pistol whipping.
Yeah, so Norton's carrying a lot of the load. Lob's sort of moved back more forward now. So, Norton's getting a fair bit of pressure. So, full credit to him. He's been playing really well over the past 2 weeks and playing like the player that they paid for on that contract. So, good to see with with Norton there. The Dogs are flying.
It's amazing.
Is it finally time to give Luke Beveridge some credit?
I was about to say.
I think he deserves it.
I was about to say.
He cops his fair whack when the sun isn't shining.
I've whacked him too.
Yeah, we've all whacked him. We've all whacked him. But
his magnets.
we gotta reward him the other way. He's coached them very well this year.
Absolutely.
I think the recruiter for Kennedy's been fantastic. And it's opened up the opportunities of like Riley Sanders and Joel Frazier to get it into the midfield with obviously Jack McRae and Bailey Smith leaving the club, even though they weren't really playing midfield last year. But Joel Frazier is absolutely blossoming into a very good player. So
Davidson,
yes, what a pickup at pick 40 something. So
that's a steal.
Yeah, absolute steal. So, no, the Dogs are humming very nicely.
Absolutely. They're barking, one
they're-
might even say.
They're not humming, they're barking.
They got the bunt back. Be careful.
They're a pit bull at the minute.
Absolutely. Someone else who has to be careful. I was going to say Adam Kingsley, but you too now. Jeez, calm it down. Adam Kingsley and his Giants, mate, they got to be careful. What's going on? What's happening? 2 weeks in a row, they've lost by 18, now by 32. And I thought they were going to be one of my sure things this week because they got Jesse Hogan back. We saw how hopeless they were without him last week. And then there was obviously no Sam Darcy the other way. I'm thinking, this has got to be a win to the Giants. But no.
I think the Giants are still fine. I'm not panicking yet with them. They've usually had slow starts to the season since Kingsley's been in charge, so not going to write them off. I think they're doing fine. They're just every team goes through a little bit of a rough patch in the season. That they haven't always been the strongest home and away team. There's every chance they could miss top 4, but they find themselves in a prelim. So, they'll be fine. But yeah, just one of those 2 of those losses doesn't help them, does it?
Now they've got the Sydney Derby this week, so that's going to be
a lot
huge.
on the line for both teams there, isn't there?
Absolutely,
a lot on the line. Alarm bells ring a bit more for the
Swannies.
Yeah,
conceding 12 goals in a row.
Yeah,
that's almost Essendon levels of bad. Jeez, guys, what are you doing? They had a bad. Isn't there a stat? I don't know off the top of my head, but if you got shellacked in the grand final the year before,
every year
a crap
you struggle
season the next year.
Yep. I don't think that's the only reason, though. I think
obviously not the only reason.
No, definitely not the only reason. I mean, I think they've been hit the hardest with injuries this year. There's always a team that does, and they're missing one of their best players in Goulden.
Yes.
One of the best small forwards in Papley. They've got a Marty out for a few weeks.
Papsmere.
Their depth is just getting hit week by week. So it's not ideal for the Swans. So I still have faith that they can make finals this year, but I guess you'd want to start getting a wriggle on as we are 7 rounds in. What are they, 2 and 5?
Oh my God! So they got
2 and 5, that's crazy, yeah. Feels like a real 2023 Sydney season.
they got the Giants this week, and they play the Bombrays the next week.
Okay.
So that's over here,
Yeah.
which is always really interesting. Then they got Carlton, which is very interesting there as
they're,
well.
They're flying.
And back here for Melbourne. I don't know what Melbourne you're going to get.
Yeah.
Then they're back at home against Adelaide.
Okay.
It's just a bit of a yo-yo sort of a season for them. Then they have a bye, so
I think finals would be a great result for Sydney this season.
I don't think they make finals this year.
You don't reckon? Are you ruling them out?
I didn't have them in my 8 at the start of the season, before in the pre-season,
Fair enough.
and I haven't seen them.
Fair enough. That's looking like a good call.
I haven't seen a reason why they should convince me that they are a top 8 caliber sort of side this year. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to miss the 8. I just think that's how competitive and tough of a season it is. That there are some teams that are 9th and 10th that in other years maybe might have made the 8, but just given how even the competition is, that you just simply miss out. So, yeah, time will tell. The Suns, though, this is probably the best we've ever seen them, right?
Yes, I would say so. Yeah.
Even with Gaz Jr. back in the day, but he was the only one carrying that team, essentially.
Well, this is easily their best start to the season, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sold on them yet, but I think they will make finals.
Still a bit of a wild card, you reckon?
I think they're a wild card. I don't know how to read them just yet. I feel like they've had a really nice start to the season. So they'll come up against some tougher opposition, even this week coming up as well. I'm very interested to see how Gold Coast go this week against the Lions. But, yeah, they'll make finals. They'll be fine. I think their goal was to make finals, and they're well on their way. So, not sold on them yet, but I mean, it's just a huge step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
For the Suns, this is what they needed desperately.
This win by Carlton against the Cats is also just what Voss needed.
Desperately, and well, I've talked about this a few times on the podcast, and it just rings true every bloody time that I talk about Carlton. I've never seen any team quite like how Carlton are that much confidence based.
Yep.
I've never seen the like of a team that, if Carlton lost 3 in a row before the Geelong game, they probably lose that.
By 60 points.
Yeah, they probably do. But, they're just... So now Carlton are like, okay, yeah, they're a team that we can take seriously, because I actually don't think they were playing that bad when they lost those first 4 games.
They were always in front in the first half.
Yeah, they were always in the game. Could they just string 4 quarters of it? And yeah, so I think Carlton are starting to cut sick now. So I think they're obviously a bit. You would say a decent chance to make finals.
Carlton are just like their fan base. They're so quick to feel themselves up, aren't they? Like, we beat up on North. We beat up on West Coast.
Well, this is the test they need to answer.
We're back. But they buy into it. They beat nobodies, right?
Yeah.
And then they feel that they're back and have this immense confidence. Even it's almost like baseless confidence to the point that they then are able to carry it with them into this Geelong game.
Yeah.
And pull it off.
Good on him.
It's remarkable to me.
Good on him.
It is remarkable. I don't good on him to carry it on and not have any self-doubt. But I just find that it's amazing, how you can't have a team that's so mentally or emotionally fragile be able to win it all. You can't. It's a long season. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And you've got people with these wild mood swings of, oh no, we're crap, we're bottoming man, doom and gloom, and then all of a sudden, yeah, we're flaggers, and then they need to bottle this energy somehow and carry it throughout the entire season.
Yeah, of course.
It's round 7 though.
Yeah, they can't get excited about a win?
I'm saying they have to carry this sort of energy with them throughout the whole year.
Yeah, you would hope so, yeah.
That's going to be very hard to do.
Yeah, I guess
it's a long season.
Yeah, it is a very long season.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
They'll tire themselves.
What I was saying.
They'll be tiring themselves out by the time
it
hits round 16.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
We got there in the end. We're on the same page. The Cats, no concerns there for the Cats. Just a little blip in the radar.
Blip on the radar. what to expect from Geelong each year.
Yep.
They're fine.
They're fine.
They're fine. Good win against the Hawks as well.
That was a good
on
win, it
Easter
was.
Monday. Good win for them.
Bad loss for you. You missed so many opportunities. You
Yeah.
could have easily won that game. Sicily had an all-time mare.
That was
bad.
I haven't seen the like.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah. And he wasn't even that good against West Coast either. He's just in a bit of bad form at the minute. So, yeah, hard to talk about because what?
I just love watching you trying to process your emotions and your thoughts at the same time.
Yeah,
It's so funny.
yeah, no. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was bad. Been a bad few games for Sicily. Hopefully, he can bounce back.
He's gonna be on fire this week. He's got the Tigers this week. Stop fiddling with his position. I get he's one of the best swingmen in the comp.
That's why I wanted to bring him.
But like he is one of the best defenders, interceptor defenders. Leave him there for most of the game.
Oh, yeah, I think we're just overthinking it sometimes. Just leave him in the back line.
Yes.
All Australian defender.
Yes.
And in the squad for a few times. Like, just leave him there. Swing the magnets around, but not with Sicily. I think he just needs a bit of consistency in what he's expected of each week.
Yes.
Because he doesn't know what quarter he's going to be playing, what position. So, I think and I guess his captaincy will come into question, which is fair enough.
No, that shouldn't be.
No,
it shouldn't be. That's wrong.
I think it's fair enough to bring it up.
No, I don't think so.
No, might be.
Well, he has 2 bad games. Strip him of the captaincy. Get out of town.
It's the way how he's reacting. Like, you're not saying, I just wonder whether he just needs, if that next guy in 2026 is needed, and then maybe the extra pressure of being captain can sometimes lead to him becoming a bit overly emotional. He's always been an emotional player.
Yes, that's not new.
No, it's not new, but he has been like this in the past. And yeah, I just wonder if the extra layer of pressure might be affecting him. So that'll be a talking point for the end of the season. Got to back in our skip.
I feel like the talking point that hasn't been spoken enough about, I don't know, call me biased, but how crazy was that at the MCG, the holy grail of football, the mecca of football, the Colosseum, on a big stage like Anzac Day, you've got technological problems where the coaches' boxes are left in the dark. No computers, no phones.
I didn't hear. I didn't know the exact details. Was it Essendon that lost power for a quarter?
In the third quarter,
they didn't have any power.
We had no power,
Jay,
in the coach's box.
And you guys were going all right.
We were going all right.
Yeah.
And so every time it was like Scott's about to go down to coach from the bench, someone would be like, "Oh, we got to go on again." And so he would go back and not working. And it happened a few times until in the end it became a thing of, please give us permission to use our mobile phones. And so permission was granted, but then it was back again in the fourth quarter. So it was an absolute schmozzle. The MCG maintenance crew really need to make sure that this sort of thing doesn't happen again.
Yeah, no, that's not ideal as well, isn't it?
No.
They actually played their best footy without power, so...
Hey, we were playing all right in the second quarter as well when we had power too.
Yeah, that's true.
Our problem, I think, is the rain more than anything.
Yeah, the rain.
We're made of paper.
How tall were you?
Very tall.
Why were you that tall? I don't get it.
Because Brad Scott likes height for some reason. And I don't know, does Brad Scott think that potentially the Bureau of Meteorology was playing a prank on us and that the weather wasn't going to... She'll be right. It's raining before the game. Oh, it'll stop any second now.
Oh, it'll be right.
Oh, 20 millimeters? Oh, more like 2 millimeters. She'll be fine. Like, bro, trust the weatherman. He's not trying to trick you into, we must go small. Collingwood went small, and it worked. You got to play to the conditions, Brad. Come on. He's playing Harry Jones like in the rain, and you got Elijah Sardis right there, willing and waiting.
Exactly.
Honestly, sometimes coaches do the most unbelievable things.
Yeah, you never know what to expect sometimes. You never know what to
I'm
expect.
speechless, honestly. We tried so hard, and it didn't work because we lost it in the coach. No, I'm just joking. It wasn't just purely in the coach's box. The Pies are a special breed. Let's be real.
Yeah,
They're special breed.
they are special.
I like that.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode
Oh,
of
what? We're not going to
Fancast.
talk about Hawthorn's win
What Hawthorn win?
against West Coast.
You sort of mentioned it already.
No, we didn't. We didn't mention a second of it.
He mentioned it, in fact, himself. Yeah, see, he's nodding.
Did I? Oh, I'll mention it again. I thought it was a good win by the Hawks against West Coast. Guess one thing we want to, I'm not sure if you checked on, I guess sort of speaking of not knowing what to expect with coaches.
I don't know what to expect with you half the time.
Yeah, fair enough. Tom Barras being moved into the forward line, and
Wait, did he?
yeah, in the fourth quarter, he did. Yes.
See, Sam Mitchell's learning. He's not going to send the All-Australian Sam Mitchell there. He's going to send the All-Australian Tom Barras there.
Yes, and that raised eyebrows with Andrew McQualter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wasn't a fan of it.
Wait, did he actually say that?
That was paraphrasing, but he basically wasn't that impressed that we did that.
Who is he to question what tactics the other coach
Worry
is
about
doing?
your team.
100%.
Didn't he move Oscar Allen to the back line?
He's moved Oscar Allen to Brisbane, basically, at this point.
Yeah, worry about your side, Minnie. Worry about your side.
Wow. I did not know this, actually.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah.
Well done.
Sorry, I should have brought it up with you. Yeah. McQualter was asked a question in the press conference, and Tom Barras moving forward in the fourth quarter, and he wasn't particularly pleased. He saw it as a way of just sort of trying to get him a goal to against the Eagles type of thing in the fourth quarter when the game was over.
Well, that's normally what forwards are supposed to do. Kick goals.
I couldn't even tell you each week what player plays where in that Hawthorn side. Like, we see Weddle move there. We see Sam Froster's move there.
Well, that's part of
Sisley,
the Hawks, but it doesn't matter.
Scrimshaw.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not another coach's place.
I get it because
That you're being looked down
it
upon.
seemed extremely convenient that the first time Barras has been playing forward this season was against the Eagles, but I don't know. Worry about your backyard.
How does he not know that Barras was training with the forwards at some point during the preseason? Huh? How does he not? How does he know that?
It would be the funniest thing if we put him in the forward line, first quarter, first bounce against Richmond.
You're not going to do that because you weren't playing against West Coast.
No.
You're
We're going up against a much better, advanced, rebuilt side in Richmond.
No, I mean the whole point of playing him in the forward line was to take the piss out of West Coast.
Yeah.
But it's not Mickey McWalter's, Minnie McWalter's, place to say otherwise.
I don't know. Don't get in that position in the first place. That's what I say.
Hold on to your players, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they won't get goals against you.
Yeah. Enjoy losing Oscar Allen.
It hasn't happened just yet, but they are pushing
will
out the door,
happen.
aren't they?
They'll get pick 2, pick 3, so it's fine.
Pick 2
Yeah.
or 3.
Yeah, the money.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know, jeez. Yeah, it's a similar conversation with Ben Mackay.
Ben Mackay was a man in high demand.
Yes.
Multiple clubs were chasing after him.
So is Oscar Allen.
But nowhere near as much as how hard people were chasing after Mackay.
Yeah, well, us two were really the main.
And the Swans too, even.
Yeah, the Swans went
Well,
hard after him.
it was a 3-team race for this guy.
Yeah, it was.
And you all lucked out like absolute lucky sons of you know what. Look, it's actually good the last 2 weeks.
The first ever threesome where the winner wasn't pleased.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, well done. I high five you.
I love you, Joe. Welcome
I high
back.
five you on
Welcome
that one.
back.
Mate, it's great to be back. If you enjoyed what you had to see, hear, or imagine from this show, please drop us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to not miss out on any of the content that we are pumping out on a regular basis. Rate us 5 stars, please, as well on all great, podcast locations. I think
Locations.
It's mainly Spotify, though, if I recall.
Yep, mainly Spotify.
So on Spotify, please rate us 5 stars. Love us, enjoy us, because we are fans, and this is Fancast, and we will see you all in the next one.
YouTubers, leave in the comments down below. What's the worst footy ground you've been to as well? Leave in the comments.
I like that.
Yep.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Beautiful.